What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Solar Effect, and Shotty for the RB Talk Show. And standing right here, this woman here got a resume longer than somebody trying to fill the application out at McDonald's. And I want everybody to give a round of applause to Dr. Donnisha. And if you can, this woman here is fully established. She has a platform, that's already out, saying correct me, it's called HitFlix.
FlixMate.
FlixMate. There you go. Thank
FlixMate.
you.
Yep. No
Yeah. So
problem.
how did this platform, came about?
So basically, my husband and I created this app. It's called FlixMate, and it's your mate for your flicks. And it came about because we had realized there were a lot of issues when it comes to streaming. The biggest one that we have an issue with is decision fatigue. So deciding what to watch, and then also finding people to watch our favorite shows or talk about it with. So it came about like that. And then next thing you know, we said, oh, we should do an app. And then here we are. So it started as a concept idea and then it just sprung into an app.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long was this in the making before y'all went on it? Be like, let's go ahead and let's make this happen.
Well, we started, I would say, it was probably about 2 years ago where we had the idea. And then we kind of like fleshed it out a little bit. And then I would say January of 2024 is when I did research on how to fund an app. And I found a company that actually started us off with basically everything that we have. So our website, our logo, they pretty much had a incubator program where we started out and they believed in the app and then got us to a certain point and then we took over after that. So, yep,
Wow.
probably about a year and some change.
I think it's awesome when you have, the internet, you be able to, promote your platform consistently and stuff. Because
Hmm.
thank God we have the digital world. Because it wasn't like how it was back in the day where you had to like make posters and put it at beauty salons, barbershops, anything
Hmm.
that was established, that was a
Yes.
hustle and stuff. And thank God for internet where you be able to
Yes.
present, your platform to the public. People gravitate towards. I think it's awesome. What was the do's and don'ts of what you and your husband want on the platform for the public to perceive what you guys are building?
And you say do's and don'ts, like what, like some of the
Far as like
features.
far as like what was like what y'all wanted to add on there, what would be a good look, and stuff like draw like viewers and everything.
Yeah, so basically, the platform is for you to discover, share, and track your favorite TV shows and movies. So, as far as who we are looking forward to being involved with in the app are TV and movie enthusiasts. So, we have so many different features that will allow you to be able to have your watch list all in one place, be able to share some of your recommendations. We have compatibility scoring. I mean, there's so many things that we have
Right.
that we want to show folks with our app. And yeah, so mhm.
Absolutely. If anybody, check this out, this is the website right here. So you can see
Yes.
everything
Yep.
on here. You can
Mhm.
scroll,
Yes.
sign up, download it,
Yeah.
tell everybody and everything.
Yeah, that's what I
When
was going to mention. Just go to the website and you can see some of a lot of the different features we have, but there's certain things we cannot talk about because we definitely want to get you all to get into the app and then release all those fun features that we came up with.
yeah. Y'all ready for November the 1st?
Oh, yes, we are definitely. We're
Man,
ready. We're getting our outfits together. People are asking us questions, so we're ready.
absolutely. Yeah, so like at the launch party and everything, I can just only imagine, how big it's gonna be and everything, and then you got people coming in, through the carpet and stuff. Now this for so correct me on this. So this would be like on live screen where everybody see like the preview of the show.
Mhm.
I mean of the network. My bad.
Wow. Well, I do know that I have actually made a comment, a joke today. I think we're going to have more cameras than people there because it seems like
Oh, yeah.
everybody wants to come and film and document. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited about that because these are my friends. These are folks that I know that are in the space of documenting videography, photography. And so I'm just really excited about the fact that people will be going live and talking about it. So we don't really need like a live stream per se because we're going to have so many people there who are influencers, who are, definitely like to talk about TV shows and movies on social networks that will basically go live and talk about and broadcast our night. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now, correct me on this.
Hmm.
You been part. Okay, let me see. Okay, I got the loss of the sauce. Okay, so you've been in the business since the mid-90s with a part of
Hmm.
NSBE.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did that, came about?
Yes, so actually, NSBE is National Society of Black Engineers, and I attended a engineering high school. So Paul Laurence Dunbar in Northwest DC had a pre-engineering program which exposed us to National Society of Black Engineers, the Howard University chapter. And so that's when I started to like being, hands-on and experiencing many interesting things. I think through Nesby is how I first learned how to code. I was one of like the first people that were creating websites using HTML. And so that was kind of new, the 90s, right? And so
Yeah.
that kind of just helped spark like my interest also into college because we attended some of the Nesby conferences in high school with the Howard University. So it really exposed me to like the HBCU culture and just being in the tech and engineering field. So um, I went to college and majored in engineering, but I switched to graphic design. And so I feel like now I'm going back into the tech industry with, the app and everything. So partnering with Nesby now with our event is kind of just a full circle moment from high school to we're not going to say how old I am, but it's been many,
That's all
many, many
good.
years. Definitely over 20 years.
So I want to start, your childhood. So growing up as a kid, what was your early inspirations of what you wanted to do?
What were my inspirations?
Yes.
I remember at one point in time I wanted to be a psychiatrist. But then having just influences from different folks in my life, I really just gravitated to something creative and STEM based. My dad, he was a creative. He loved to draw, and so I would battle drawing him with against him, and so I just love like art and creativity. And I thought with my love of science, I could mix the two, and that's what I thought engineering was going to be for me. So it's been in creative arts since I was little.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So from there to by the time you was 18,
Hmm.
what was your mindset like? Okay, this is my last year of high school. I know exactly what I want to do. For my future.
Oh yeah, so I probably was one of those people who knew where I was going to be in early in my senior year. So the story, and I'm just going to try to be really brief, but the story is in my junior year. Florida A&M came to Dunbar High School, and they made an announcement over the intercom at Dunbar saying, "Hey, if you're interested in Florida A&M, come down to this room and talk to a person that's a representative." And so, in my 11th grade year, I attended this information session, and I remember the guy, his name was Donald Moore, and he excuse me, he said, "Okay, if you're here, fill out your card and your information." He said, "But if you are a junior and you fill out your information and you tell me your SAT score and your GPA, I will give you a scholarship on the spot, a full scholarship." So I held that man to his word. And in my first September of my senior year in high school, that same information session came back around. There was an announcement at Dunbar. If you're interested in FAMU, come down to this room. And I came down to the room and I filled out the information card and I walked up to him. I said, last year, you said if you had a good SAT score and GPA, you would give a full scholarship on the spot. He read my card and he shook my hand and said, congratulations, you have a full scholarship to Florida A&M University. And so my senior year in college, I already knew, my senior year in high school, I already knew that I was going to go to Florida A&M on a full ride. So I just pretty much enjoyed my senior year and waited until college.
Oh
And
wow.
that's the story.
When you was in college and stuff, what was some of the things you learned in college that you probably didn't get a chance to learn during your 4 years of high school?
Well, I've always kind of been like involved in leadership positions. So I guess in college I was involved with an SGA. I tried to start a graphic design program where we like graphic design students would get together and talk about design. So I think I've probably continued everything that I've done in high school, in college, just always being involved in some extracurricular activity. Also was trying to start a business. I definitely started my first business in college because we had opportunities to, if you had a business, you could promote it on the set at FAMU. And so I've kind of always been just doing the same thing, just on a different or bigger scale since high school.
Wow. I think it's awesome, because you get a
Thank
chance to
you.
learn more and then add more to your resume and stuff like that,
Yes.
going on. And you look back like, wow, it's an amazing time. I know you look back on your life like, wow, it's one thing you accomplish everything. I could imagine what technology would have came in as far as the digital world and that going on. I could imagine what you would have done even from there, as a 19,
Yes.
20-year-old kid and stuff and everything.
Hmm.
So by the time you graduated, you was already in that motion, like, okay, what's next and stuff. Um, say like it was like I say like a 20-year-old kid, dealing with the big world, out there. Was you ready for like the challenge of, okay, this is how people gonna approach it? Even though you was already up on how people will come to you and everything, how
Yes.
confident was you at that time of, taking your career to a different level?
Well, I will say Florida A&M University prepared me for not like at the most highest if you could be prepared
Yeah.
for the real world. My freshman year, I went to the center and asked for an internship, and I got one. I had my first engineering internship, and that's when I kind of knew I didn't really want to do engineering. And I worked at US West, which was in Denver, so I lived in Denver by myself at 19 years old.
Wow.
Um, and as well, I was on my own, but I stayed with the host family. And then the next year I came back to the same program and we had our own apartments. So they gave us fully furnished apartments as I guess I was in my sophomore year. So that was the end of my sophomore year in college. So I've kind of been, had these internships from FAMU that prepared me for what it would be like once I graduated. And so my junior year, I told my head of the program at the design program, I said, I want to go home for the summer. And he said, okay, I'll find somebody. And so he found some folks that worked at the job that I retired from. I'm not going to say the name, but it's a federal government agency. He called them down to Tallahassee to interview me and other students for an internship program. And I got the position and I was there for 26 years.
Oh
So
wow.
started as a junior in college and was there with them until September 30th of this year.
Wow. What was
Mhm.
well that's right. Yeah, I did mention about the what's been like the over that's right. We did mention about the overcoming challenges. So you already the question there.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna toss that to the
It's
side. Like if I had
okay.
like a cue card or something.
Mhm.
Um Now when
Mhm.
it comes to, have creating content as a social media and stuff,
Mhm.
I see some people when they create a website. and it look like yours is very professional and everything. And I see
Mhm.
stuff that's like look cheap, look like a kind of like a late '90s or early 2000s, like a MySpace looking like, oh God,
Mhm.
was this if there was a young lady, let's say like 18 years old, and she wanted to do what you do, what advice you would give to her?
Well, I would definitely say to follow your dreams. Don't just do what you, if you have a passion for something, don't lose that passion. Stick with it. Stay with it. That's one of the things I just feel like we kind of let go to the side when it comes to you started to work and have a family, and you may lose that interest in your passions.
Yeah,
So
so
I would say stay with your passion. Keep that to have with you, no matter what, your passions.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I think that something like that would drive a person to go further. You look back, man, this lady right here, she gave me this. She gave me some drops of gems, and this is what I need and everything. Uh,
Absolutely.
for you, for you, your husband, create a company and then, to have I know for a fact this will impact as time goes on for the community and stuff, for everybody to get a chance to engage, download, get a chance to watch and stuff. Because if you look at some channels, a lot of times they say we got something for you, a lot of times they don't.
They don't.
They think they know what you're looking for, but in reality they don't. Um,
Yes.
because I always say that if you're gonna create a platform, you got to talk to the people. Get to
Absolutely.
know the community. They're gonna tell you this is what we like, this is what we want back,
Absolutely.
and everything. Because like when somebody talk about okay, BET prime example, it's much little BET, but it's not gonna be another video. So there'll be another BT Comic View and like another Cosby Show and everything and
Right.
stuff. I can imagine the conversation your husband had as time went on. Like, look, we do this, we definitely got to come correct. We just can't just,
Absolutely.
giving people a buffet and all these service chicken and corn.
Right. Exactly. You're right. And that's the thing that one of the things that we notice when it comes to creating our app is that you have to, if your TV show or movie is published, it's going to be in a database to be able to be searched. But a lot of content for the culture isn't published. It's not going to be on IMDb or TMDB or any place that you can search for what is TV shows and movies that are published. So one of the things that we want to do with the app is make sure we bring in creators who do small short films or writers or anything, maybe production, just to be involved in the app to talk about being in the industry and their favorite TV shows and movies. So the conversation could keep going and going and going, we hope, within the app.
Absolutely. I tell you, I see this all the time on social media, and people are like, man, I wish we had like another sitcom where we have a dad and a mother. It's one thing, they show it like how much they love each other, but also, whenever, like a child is acting up or they feeling peer pressure, you don't see that a lot. On
Yep.
TV, we don't see, the Martins, like living singles, where you see like group of black women, black men coming together. They all fully established, but they also, showing like different parts of the world and stuff. We don't see. It's crazy how we see more. Everybody wants a reality show. They throw
Right.
this junk in our face and all the time.
Yeah.
I
But
wish
there
we could
are
just do
shows that exist. There are movies and there are shows that exist that show the culture in the light that we want to be shown in, and we just don't have access to that type of content. And so that's why I really hope that we do have people who create shows who are writers. I have a writer right now who's been asking me so many questions about how he can be involved, and I'm like, within our app, just be a member and start and grow your community, grow your profile, because if you start to have more people that are interested in what you want to say, that will show that you have traction. So we're not going to actually say, hey, here is your movie or TV show in our app. We're going to say, here's the person that actually created it. And if you are in this person's circle, you get to be able to see things happening in real time. So I hope that this app could be the catalyst to bring back some of those shows because we want it. And if we're telling the networks from our talking on the app that we want this type of content, why not try to give it to us? But they don't know that because there's nothing that's measuring what the people really want.
Absolutely. I want to ask you this. I'm
Sure.
pretty sure you have talked about this. You guys will have a FlixMate merch as far as like TV shirt, coffee mugs, stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yes, we do. We actually, so we have so much merch for the launch party. I'm talking about chargers and so I don't want to reveal the gifts, I guess. But right, because they're in the gift bags. But we love our logo. We really do love the logo. I mean, I'm a graphic designer. That's what my degree is in. I have an MFA. So and when it comes to what our logo symbolize, which it's connection. If you look at it, it's about connecting. And so we call it the molecule. And so it's on everything. It's on fans. I have glasses that have the molecule on it,
Oh
my
wow.
phone. Yeah, so we love our brand, we love our logo. And so we are going to have t-shirts and polos and I mean, so many things. Because think about, what goes when you're streaming with someone and you're doing a watch party. You can have a FlixMate blanket to snuggle up in. I mean, we want to go wherever we can go when it comes to putting our brand out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To the public, that's right. Now we did mention this. I know we mentioned this behind the scenes and stuff.
Hmm.
The connection with Kelly Cheyenne Williams, for those
Yes.
who don't know, that's she played Laura Winslow for Famous from 1989 to 1998, a legend, in this business will be there.
Yes.
So what was it like, talking to her behind the scenes that talking to her behind the scenes that led to this unbecoming situation on November the 1st?
Yes, we just reached out and said that, hey, you are in the DMV area. We all have loved your work. This might be a really good opportunity just to talk about how a show like Family Matters is for the culture. How we will never ever forget Carl Winslow. He's on everybody's list when it comes to TV dads. So,
Yeah.
that's why I feel like this is just a great connection just to reiterate that. And so we hoping that she enjoys, when we were talking, we just hope that she enjoys some of the activations we're going to have November 1st at our launch, because it's going to definitely let her know how much we appreciate what she's done for the culture.
Yeah, she never deserved her flowers, for her to be the business for like 40 something years and stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
And I tell you, because she made it cool for a lot of young black women. At that time, for as kids, you don't have to like try so hard. And it was so cool about that. It's like there was a balance in her character.
Yes.
That was like high school relationships. Steve get on her nerves.
Uh-huh.
And then like then her relationship with her mom and dad. And with the curfew things and everything and stuff. I think it's
Yes.
awesome. So I can't.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing this and stuff because I know it's gonna be everywhere all over social media.
Yes, absolutely. We want to go viral. We would love that.
Absolutely. Now, how many TV shows are on the app?
So it's no limit. We
All right.
have purchased the rights to have a search engine that allows you to search any TV show and movie at right now. So I think we're going to try to build the database more, but right now we're using the same database that most like IMDb or anything else that talks about TV shows and movies. You should be able to search any TV show and movie you want and click a button that's with a plus to add it to your watch list or your watch queue, which is different.
Wow, I think it's
Yep.
awesome, because I always thought
Hmm.
it was a limit. Well, I take it back. There are some platforms do have a limit. I'm like, dang, this is all we get.
Yeah, and yeah, and that's the thing because it says that you have to be published. And when I heard that creating the app, I said, this is a problem. If you're not published, you're not going to be on the search. That's not cool because some of us don't
Yeah,
want to see and we want to see other content that except for, with Hulu or Netflix or like pushing to us. We want to see other things. So
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too. I've never been too fond of Netflix and everything because I always felt like, you get just know this. I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way, but it's like you get this. It's like you get scammed over something that they pretty much like manipulate you throughout the whole time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, come on, now you guys got to do better than that. And people paying all this money that the race just goes up,
right.
and it's sad. It's like that.
Yeah, and so we hope that with our app that if there's some content that you want to see somewhere on a platform that you don't have access to, that we can have some kind of Flix currency that allows you to be able to see an episode or see a season of a TV show or a movie that you just don't want to commit that amount of money to. And so, there's no platform that can host that or do that. And I think that we have the capability of being able to do something like that.
Yeah. And I want to apologize to you because I
Mhm.
forgot to mention that, you was a member of Delta Sigma, sorority.
Theta Sorority
You're correct.
Incorporated. Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am.
and I tell you, with the internet now, I see it more now than I did as a kid. Of course, back then, we didn't have no internet to see different varieties
Exactly.
of. I think
Yes.
only time I saw a sorority was like watching an episode of Different World on like school days. That's about
Uh-huh,
it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
what inspired you want to go in that lane? And to build a foundation with a group of great established, women.
Yes, I have a story for everything, but it started with my mom. My mom, she attended Hampton Institute and she had pledged, I think, a sorority that was for her field. And so she would always talk about how she was her sorority sisters and pledging and things of that nature. And I would just listen to the stories. But then when I got into high school, at Dunbar, we were exposed to a lot of our teachers were members and I just looked up to them. Like some of my, favorite teachers, I'm like, they're Deltas. And then we also had a kind of not like a high school sorority where we kind of pledged and did things like that. But that also connected us to the my sorors at Howard University in the Alpha chapter. So a lot of the programs that I did in high school was with the Alpha chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. So as a high school student, I was exposed to, of course, the sorority in the capacity of community, how they were reaching out to us in high school to, basically show mentor and show us what it would be like once we got to college. And so just seeing those women and then understanding about community and knowing how I just love to do community service even in high school, um I just knew that that's where I wanted to go. So yes, happy to be a member.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
awesome though. And I
thank
have
you.
a cousin in Detroit. I don't want to say it wrong, so he's a part of the sorority, far as for the males and stuff, and
Fraternity,
fraternity.
yep,
Yeah,
he's in a fraternity, yep. Hmm,
and I haven't
okay.
spoke to big shout to Chad, up in Detroit. I haven't spoken to him in years and stuff. So I'm glad he's
What's his
doing good.
colors? What color do you remember? You know the color he
Yeah,
might.
from what I see, he wore like it was like a gold and purple.
He is an Omega.
Omega, yeah.
Yes,
Because one day I saw a
Omega
picture one day and his beard was shaved down. I'm like, man, what the hell just happened, man? Like, I just saw a picture of you last week. But then I thought to
Sun.
myself, you gotta, as we initiate, get sworn in and go from there. Um, do y'all do like anniversaries when you and ladies come together? Like, if y'all can't meet in person, do you have like Zoom meetings and stuff?
Well, I pledged or joined Delta Sigma Theta as an adult. So I've been involved and part of the sorority since 2008. And we because we are in this area, we're Prince George's County Alumni Chapter, all of my line sisters are pretty much here. So we can see each other whenever we want. But we do have anniversaries. We celebrate when we cross every year, April 27th. and we get together and we may have a weekend depending on if it's a big anniversary year, but we have gifts and we just have a good time and celebrate sisterhood. So yes, we do get together, but then also nationally and regionally we'll get together with the entire sorority or regional part of the sorority. So it's
Right.
always something with Delta.
I can imagine, you know, for the time you came in and how big it's growing, you know, y'all building relationships with women that, you know, looking for a change, looking for some type of guidance that they get, you know. And it's sad though, because like you can have maybe like, I say maybe like 5 group of friends. You might bond with most with 1 or 2, but when you with
Hmm.
people that, hey, look, you know, we're not here to judge. You know, we're here to build each other. That's what it's all
Yes.
about. This ain't about who looks better than who, or you got the most and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's also for you to get that out of, you know, where you at and everything and stuff. You know, so like it's like women in their 20s, you know, that wants to be a part of it, or this, you know, as far as like as a golly, I hope I'm saying that right. Uh would it, you know, be part of like the membership?
If yes, if someone is out of college or is still in college, there are opportunities to join membership in Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So when if you're in college, it's just about connecting with the young ladies on campus and being involved in the community. That we're very big on community. You have to have education, you have to be socially connected to the what's awareness to what's going on in the world. So yes, if you're interested in when you're in college, you have to meet the women on campus. And then if you're in a graduate and you're adult, still the same thing. You have to be involved in the community. That's the only way that to be able to um not the only way, but you have to definitely be involved in the community and you have to have it in your heart. It's not just something you want to do just because you want to join membership. You really have to have community in your heart. So it's never too late. We just had a young lady who was 80 something
Right.
who just made membership about 4 years ago. I'm sorry if I can't remember when our neos crossed, but yeah, she was 80 something, and so it's never too late.
Yeah, that's one thing, you know, want to have a career is like there's no age limit on anything that whatever you did get a chance to do in your younger years, you get a chance to fulfill it in your older years and stuff. And there's always a guilt conscious, like, oh man, had I would have had a, you know, got myself together, I probably would have done this and everything. So yeah, that's saying something right there. You know, you see more people that's up at that certain age get their diplomas, the GEDs, the going back to school for college, get certificates and everything. I think it's awesome, you know, and you're never too old to learn something. Wherever you did get back then, you're definitely going to get it now.
Yeah, I mean, even for us, my husband and I, we're probably older than the majority of the people who our app would be geared towards. We definitely want your Gen Zs and your millennials and all of those folks who are really, they grew up with streaming, and so they understand streaming different than some of us that are in Gen X. And so being a Gen Xer creating an app, it should tell you you're never too old to do anything. So
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
I truly believe that you and your husband network, FlixMate, would definitely would, you know, inspire the community of DC. You know, I mean, it's one thing, you know, you can say worldwide, but I believe that, you know, because where y'all from, you know, as far as, you know, in that lane, you know, that would inspire, I know it's inspire a lot of up and coming people, people that's at a certain age, they want to get there, they just ain't got the drive. I mean, they got, you know, they got the drive, just ain't got the right connections and stuff. And I think it's awesome because you could deliver something, you know, for where a couple can bring their kids and they feel comfortable and be like, hey, like we can watch this TV show, we can download this. Hey, let's, you know, put some together Friday night, you know, for our kids. You know, we can watch this, this, and this, and this. You know, and I think
Yep.
it's awesome because it gives
Watch
them
party.
collection, yeah,
Yep.
and everything. You know, so
Hmm.
I honor you guys that. Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Before I wrap it up, November the 1st, the launch party, and
Yes.
after that, what's the next business move?
Well, we have applied to pitch our app idea on a national platform, which is the South by Southwest event that will be happening in Austin, Texas in March. So that's our next big thing that we're trying to do. So it's a tech pitch, and we hope to be able to be allowed to pitch. We had to apply for it. So hopefully we get selected. And if we do, we'll be able to call that launch part two, because that will be on a national stage for us.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely pray. I hope it happens though. In Texas,
Thank you.
definitely the way it's covered up. I have an older brother lives down there. He's in his 50s, and he tells you everything all about Texas. So I pray that hope you guys get it because they'll deserve it. Because I know this is going to
Thank
take
you.
things to the next level. Because much as
Thank
we got
you.
so many streaming apps, it just we don't have apps that has everything.
Yes.
We just get
Yeah.
half and half. You down some Play Store, you searching for something that's not even there. You're like, well, yeah, I tried. Like let me try YouTube or something.
Yes, and see, and that's the thing. Even if you're not able to have the content in the app, you could talk to other people who could at least tell you where to get that content. So you can all, if you compatible with who everybody that's in your FlixMate circle, you all will keep exchanging content over and over again. Hey, I found this TV show on this network, but you can get it on YouTube. Like you'll always keep that conversation going. So hopefully you'll never have to say, what do I need? What do I watch next? Like, I don't know. You will never have to ask that question. Hopefully, what we're doing with the
Yeah, that's
app.
all the truth and
Hopefully.
stuff. And anybody on Instagram that has an IG page, I'm gonna show this on the screen. Make sure you guys follow this right here. You
Yeah.
see everything that you
Hmm.
want on there. Get on Play Store and download the app immediately and everything.
Yes,
But with
November
that being
1st.
said, if you could tell the guests or that's viewing this, where can they go to download the app and so that way they can spread the word.
Yes, so we actually really do launch November 1st in the App Store and Google Play. And once we launch with our launch party, it will be live. So if you want to be notified when that happens, sign up on our website at flixmate.app and you will be notified when we release in the App Store and Google Play. That's
Uh,
it.
that's,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So with that
Thank
being
you.
said, thank you for taking the time.
You're
Coming on here, I
welcome.
apologize. It's been like a busy day earlier.
I understand. I understand. It's like that sometimes.
I swear. But
Mhm.
with that being said, you have a blessed night. And you all please
Thank you.
download FlixMate because this is where it's at.
It is.
I promise you that. So on that note, we are out of here.